So this company, AUTOONE, contacted me and said that they would like me to review one of their products. And I looked around on their site and I saw that, hey, I don't really need anything on the site, but I do like learning about new products. So how do you review something you don't need? Well, if you have something to compare it to, that's a good first step. So what I did was I picked out some LEDs that would go in my Civic, the car that I hope to drive the most. And I'm going to compare it to the bulbs that are currently in my car. And let's be real, even the old style headlight bulbs work. But what I want to answer is, are AUTOONE LED lights a good option? I have yet to install them, so I don't know. So what I'm going to do is install one of them, wait till nightfall, then drive and see if it's as good or better than the ones I currently have. And if it is, great, AUTOONE's a good option. But if it's not, I'll let you know. All right, so this is how it arrived. This is the box, the bulb type indicated there. All right, we got instructions, gloves. And this is them. They feel solid and seem to be made well. There's two of them, naturally. Wait a minute. Ah, this is, I believe the case is metal, so the housing will serve as a heat sink. Make sure I ain't lying. Feels to be metal. Pretty nice. And I can already tell one thing I like better about the AUTOONEs, at least for my car, than my current setup. Check out all the wiring that is required for my old setup. So that's where it plugs in to the original harness, and this wire comes out of the bulb replacement itself. So already have to do more work. So I disconnect it there, and I believe, do I unscrew this? How do I get this off? And that is the old setup. So this isn't bad, and it has been working for me, but I am curious to see what this new setup's all about. And this is the housing for the old setup. Push down on this, release the arm. Now I have the old setup's mount. Old setup, new setup. Now, if I had to pick which setup I like better, of course it's this one over that, because it's simpler, more compact, and I am concerned about heat dissipation, but being as this feels like the whole housing is metal. I could be wrong, but it feels like the whole housing is metal, so the whole thing would be acting as a heat sink. And for these, they can only go in one way because of the tabs, so it is easy to orient. And now, just secure it with the arm. Put it back underneath. Now that is pretty easy. Go ahead, put the cover back on. You can see it seals around the base. And that's all you have exposed is the contacts. And here we are. We're done. Let's see if they work. They work, and they do seem pretty bright. When it gets dark, we'll see how they compare to the other set. So the AUTOONE is on the left and the old one is on the right. That's the low beam. That's the high beam. Low beam, high beam. Low beams, high beams. Low beams, high beams. Now I'm wondering what the light that is more directly in front of the bumper, is that a function of the way the housing is made, or is it again a function of the LEDs? I don't know. So I'm going to take out the bulb I installed earlier and compare it with just some regular old bulbs. It's one thing to look at the light from inside the vehicle, but once I got out of the vehicle and noticed the scatter on the ground, I got curious, and even though I didn't expect to see a difference, I wondered if that scatter was more prevalent with the LEDs versus the regular old halogens. Alright, so I just put on a regular bulb. Will I still get the scatter? Let's see. Because it could be something with the housing. Low beam, high beam. Low beam, high beam. Low beam, high beam. I think it's just the nature of the housings themselves. This is inside the car. Low beam, high beam. low beam, high beam. The LED is just brighter. So let me put the new ones back in. So it is the nature of these LED lights that you have a bit of scatter, but these old lights all have that. So I can't knock any of the bulbs for having that. So this is inside the car, low beam, high beam, low beam, high beam. The left side is aimed a bit lower, but as you can see, the left side is just brighter in general. What do you think? Would you prefer the left or the right? I'm going to go with the ones on the left. Those are the Auto ones. They're a more compact design and they are a bit brighter. Even though their performance will be limited by the housing of this 30-year-old car, they're a better option for me. I don't know if that's the case for all applications, but they are a bright LED. And I was pleased enough with the quality that I went to the website to see if they had a solution for my failed license plate bulb. And they did. So I ordered those and I'll be installing them when they arrive. So if you're wondering if these are any good, yeah, they're a good option. And if you're looking for a deal on them, you can go to the website and use the code MAQ for a discount. The link is in the description. So I'm going to install the other one, and I will keep a running log in the description of this video as to how long they've been installed and if I've had any issues. And if you have any specific questions, let me know in the comments. I will be doing a lot more work to my Civic, and if you'd like to follow along, hit subscribe. And if you'd like to see the things I've already done, check out my playlist. Thanks for watching. Take care.